Welcome, my name is Rich. This is a Let's Play of Kingdoms of Amalur, Reckoning. We are in Rathir, which has a very distinctive, I'm trying to think of the right words, very distinctive design style. It's almost gothic, but there's too much planty sort of filigree. Like, it feels, yeah, almost gothic, but there's a lot of Art Nouveau, Art Deco in it, evoking trees and plants. And there's a lot of green and red, which is an unusual colour combination, at least in the West. It's not that unusual in China, as I understand it, although I may not understand it. Certainly it's not colour combinations we tend to see here. Here being Britain. We have a variety of things to do. Most of them in Rathir, but we do have several things to do in Detyre, which will require some amount of running south. This is supposed to be an entrance into Detyre, but I don't know where it connects to, because it... like this, sure, yes, and here, okay. But where on earth does it come to here? Near Ironfast? I suppose I'll find out. Anyway, so, first thing I want to do
miss Leogriff's many marvels.
is go back to
light your way.
a pub that I found. It's not this, that's the... oh, right, yes, of course, that's where the dude died. This is the customs house, which we have cleared out and cleaned out.
Mind your step.
This is, oh, right, yes, of course. Merchant Place. Is it this, or is it... no. Seafoam Tavern. There we go. Oops. Oh, right, yes. Okay.
Nothing finer in all Amalur.
Oh, no, wrong way. I've been playing a lot of a different but similar game, and so it's taking me a little bit of time to get back into the flow of things. The game I've been playing recently is Dauntless, which I have been rather enjoying. After getting used to it. It has a similar sort of feel. You can jump in Dauntless, which is not something you can do in this. You roll around, and so as such... oh, this didn't happen last time. I may at some point, well, there's a bunch of games I want to play on stream, but I may at some point play Dauntless on stream. Because I quite like it. Although, with Dauntless, you only have one character. So if I wanted to show the game from the beginning, I'd need to find a way to reset my character or start a new account, I suppose. But yeah, so the fact that it's got quite a similar
comes.
I don't dare go out there.
They won't have to kill us. If we all stay down here, we'll starve. So Rath is dead too, then? Oh, Lunala. Will the sparrows be murdered one by one? It began when Fora went missing. Then we found Syl's corpse in the alley. Then Shiren's. Now Rath. We are helpless. We know nothing. Can do nothing. He was our best climber. Knew the gutters and spire side as well as the gulls. And now he too is gone. Rathir is like a great stone tree, with mages in its boughs, bright ships in its shade. We sparrows nestle in its roots, as loved by Lyria as any other. I look after my little birds, speak for them, and see to the finding and picking through all of what Rathir discards. Rag pickers, urchins, scamps, call us what you like. We too have a place, and it is here. All that Rathir does not need or want, the gold chain broken, the tailor's scraps, old ship casks, we sparrows gather up. We bring it here. We sort and mend and sell it new for meager coins as we can. And that is how we live. Betrayed? We have traded more than rags with some, up above and here below. But who among them would hunt us down and murder us? This is too much for us. I beg you, go to the City Watch. See if there is anything they know, anything they can do to help us. None that would hunt us down and kill us. Not within Rathir. I am sure of that much. If they know nothing and cannot help us, then no one can. And you think even the Watch cannot be trusted? No. The Watch is above corruption. If we cannot trust them, we have nothing. Lunala bless you. The captain of the Watch is Area Talabor. He's a good man of spotless reputation. Speak to him. Above the tunnels, just beyond the wending, you will see guards flanking the door. Speak to Captain Talabor. Join me, sparrows. Let us mourn our brother departed, Rath, who lost mother to war.
We are trapped in Lyria's webs! Trapped! We who are weak and ill-fated, we are cursed by the goddess! Lyria loves this sword. Magic wielder!
I miss the sun.
We who are weak and ill-fated. Bah! We are trapped in Lyria's webs. Trapped! I speak the truth. You may listen, or go on in ignorance. She's the goddess of the strong, the fortunate, the magic-blessed. She's no goddess of ours. This city is not our city. We are the mice beneath its floors.
What?
Well, outsider, buy or sell?
Can you hear me now? Cool. The button on the mic, which indicates whether I'm muted or not, is unclear. And I forgot. Or maybe I should put a label on it. I mean, no one ever sees it. So, it's a Blue Yeti mic, and when the mute button is... when it's muted, it's flashing. But then when it's not muted and the mic is live, it's a solid, continuous light. And I muted it to cough, and I thought I pressed it again, and then when I glanced at it I couldn't remember which state indicated what, and so I just had to hope, and it turns out I was wrong. But luckily you came along and told me without too long having passed, so thank you. So I thought maybe she would be the person I spoke to enlist, but it turns out she's not, so that's good.
What? Don't look at me like that. I don't like to be looked at.
Oh, okay then.
You go and wrinkle your nose at our caves and our tatters. At least I'm Rathir, and no rotten outsider.
I wonder what that line would be like if my character were also a Ducklefar.
I don't mind where you got anything. I don't ask. And don't you go minding where these came from. It's buy, sell, or leave.
So she's probably someone that you can sell stolen items to.
By Lyria, don't say it so loud. Someone could hear. All right, it's yours, if you can pay the price.
Okie doke.
Remember, I never saw this. Or you.
Who are you? What is this place? What's going on?
You got what you came for. Now go. Get away from me with that.
Sell all? No, there's nothing I also want to sell, I don't think. I only got one of the master health and regen potions. so I probably won't sell the lesser ones. Although, on the other hand, I don't really ever use them. Whatever. So this stuff I've just gotten is part of a pretty witless scheme to get out of a duel. On the behalf of a Rathiri male socialite who somehow managed to get himself into a duel. And he has assigned me as his second, and the game makers have no idea what being a second in a duel means. And I complained about this last time. So, in dueling etiquette, in dueling rules, traditionally, according to Wikipedia anyway, so that might raise some questions about legitimacy, but I just take Wikipedia as read, because I figure if it's wrong, someone will come and edit it. So, in dueling, two people insult one another, or one insults the other, and the other person who has been insulted gets really, really spicy mad about it. And wants to fight. And then, in order to add layers of unnecessary straight-lacing and sticks-up arses and stuff like that. Same, especially if the cited material at bottom looks extensive. Yeah, Wikipedia is fine as a first port of call, and if you're not sure whether it's enough, then you keep looking for something else, but it seems authoritative. So, two people who are very, very wealthy, because if you're not very wealthy, you don't bother with duels, you just have a fight. The very wealthy, each person involved in a duel, once you have declared that you wanted to have a duel, picks a second. And this second, each person's second, their job is to try and prevent the duel from going on. So they meet and they talk about terms, and they talk about, grievances and whether it can be solved without violence. But the makers of the game don't know this, because the person who assigned me as their second told me nothing about the opposite person's second, has not asked me to try and mediate the conflict, has gone straight to, you're going to help me fake my own death. Which, I mean, I don't care about. So I'll go along with it, because he's probably going to give me some money. Hurrah! That might be worth breaking down. Damn it, I'll get hiccups. Ooh. Critical hit damage component. That might be worth having. No, okay. Let's take that and break it down. Oh yes, of course, and talk to this person.
Here to gamble. Aaron Kest's right there. He'll deal you a hand. Me? I'm a nobody. Just a man who loves the dark and sleeping in a cave. And cards.
Fair enough. Simple tastes.
Runs a good game of cards. Give it a try. He's a friend. Been a friend to me.
I'm good. I'm not interested in card games.
Get back! I won't go, not there. I prefer living to dying, thank you all the same.
Fair enough.
Well, there's that. Hadn't thought of that. Might be nice. Cook's work or quartermaster's. I'm a fine cook, you know.
Nice. Surprised I failed the 80% chance persuasion check earlier.
Well, I'll miss the place. But I suppose there's Dark and Rocks and Cluricon. And soldiers play at cards now, don't they?
Indeed they do.
I feared nothing more than those notices. But fear's worse than the thing itself. Strange, isn't it?
Not really. That's normal.
Step up.
Oh, also in Dauntless there's no map, which is a bit difficult to get used to. All that you have is, at the top of the screen is a navigation bar with directional, like, so north, south, east, west on it. And on that, it will indicate locations of interest. So, like, when you're on a hunt on a another map, it will indicate, well, with question marks, that there is something going on over those hills over there. And when you get closer, you get an icon of what the monster is that you're supposed to be hunting, or what the monster type is that's down there. It would also indicate, when you're on a hunt, other players that are nearby with diamonds, or lozenges, I suppose. A diamond could be sort of like a diamond in profile, but this is a lozenge, so, you know, a square but sideways, or rotated. What would it be? Half of 45 degrees. No, 45 degrees. Half of 90. Yeah, a lozenge. A square rotated 45 degrees. Anyway, and then when you're in town, Ramsgate, it has indicators up on the nav bar for, like, who's got missions for you. Almost ran straight into that pool. Also, in Dauntless, there is no protection for walking towards the edge of something. If you walk yourself... If you walk yourself up to the edge of something, you had better watch out, because you might fall off. It was in these rough-hewn caves that we sought shelter from Jotun hosts that swept the plains, before we had called the cliffsides home, Gleir Rathwen. From that day forward, our home was Rathir, shelter from every storm. Since that time, extensive tunnels have been dug beneath the spire. I wouldn't say that they were that extensive. Well, okay, fair enough. They're quite big, they're spacious tunnels, which you don't usually see.
Miss the sunlight.
I think he just said miss the sunlight, which, yeah, we're not, yeah, we are in Rathir, but we're like against a cliff face with a big wall. What's this? Wending house. Unusual basement. I'm glad that they've put something like this in. I mean, you don't see it anywhere else, I don't think, but it makes sense that there would be a place like this. Or that that would be the state of things here. I mean, I wonder who lives here and who cares about whether I steal things from here. Ah, here's another... Oh, right, Wending house. It's just a house in the Wending. I understand. So, like, I guess the Wending is the slums?
They found a sparrow killed dead. Oh, the shame.
Welcome to the Wending, mate. I'm sorry it's come to that, but here we are, eh?
Indeed.
Rathir. Some say it runs near as deep as it runs high. What I do know is the spire top's full of light and magic and wealth. Down here, shadows and rags and one daft old mage named Faldron Afari. Oh, him? No one knows his real name. Got that name from the way he talks. Some say he was next to the Archsage once, up spire top, and a spell went wrong, or his lover fell to her death. Whatever it was, broke him it did.
Tragic.
Where you go when you can't find gold for a Praderi garret or a bunk in the Keys, nor get work in a servant's quarters up in some great house. If you're able, you sleep in a ramshackle house. If you can't, you sleep in the tunnels among the mice and candles and rags. Make no mistake, for the likes of me, it's warm and welcome. Gelfine buys and sells what you please. Kest deals the cards, sparrows come and go. And the watch come through seldom to never, which is how we like it. What's this, eh? Time to serve? Well, I always knew it might come. Not sure what they want with a poor Rathir Westerner like me, but I'll go. I'll go.
Bonza. Might be a way of earning money. Or indeed dying. Oh, wrong way. We shall pave here and no further.
Mind your step.
Is this the watch house? Yes, it is. Cool. Be nice if there was a sort of
City Watch.
Vimes-like character here. Ah, up the stairs.
My good lady, a captain of the watch never rests, but you've caught me at a good time. If I can do anything for you, simply ask.
Do a handstand.
We see that order is kept and law-breaking does not pass unnoticed. If I may say so, we are very good. You will find no crime on the streets of our city, I assure you.
Is that because you sweep it under the rug?
A grand and venerable city, is it not? Like none other. So many marvels, such great citizens. Yes, I know of them. Rag-pickers, orphans, denizens of the Wending. Sparrows, murdered. I see. I'm so glad you've come to me before this went any further. As it happens, an old enemy of theirs has returned to Rathir. Dunn. Orwin Dunn, spotted on the Keys. I have no guards to spare, but if you went now, found him, brought him in for questioning, Dunn could be found guilty. We have heard that he was spotted on the Keys, snuck in aboard a merchant ship, most likely. A patrol of the watch will be sent after him, but if you were to go before, find him, prevent his escape, that would be well.
Is this going to involve some quantity of violence? Because I'm always down for violence. Ooh, okay, chests and... well, no, not chests. Crates and pots over there. Nothing over the other side. Wonder why he went up here. I suppose it's a nice place to stand and look out over the... the entrance hall. Ah, that's the Rathir jail. Note, Sparrow murders. Maybe I should investigate that.
City Watch.
Personal footlockers and bunking space. It's a remarkably nicely appointed room to have such simple cots in it, isn't it? Bit weird, that. Dunn and his men were sighted in the quays, as expected. Don't send anyone or spread word until I command. If there are any meddlers, send them on down. Oh, that's a fancy desk, isn't it? And a bed, looks like, although the pillows are a bit weird. But sure. So this is presumably the captain's private quarters. Right next to... Well, I mean, I suppose there is some quantity of privacy, given the curving corridor.
The City Watch never rests.
Doesn't it get awfully tired? Hello, chap.
Well, you're no guard. Here to let me out, is that it? That's a jest, mind you. Even if I could slip out of here, the damn watch would have me back before you could count 12. I'd swear the stone spy for them.
What did you do, anyway?
What am I here for, you mean? Would you believe I disgraced the great house's daughter? Didn't think you would. I had a right good swindle going with some wending lads. But are they locked up? No. Bloody Alpha double standard.
Could be.
Whenever they do let me loose, I don't fancy I'll stay longer than a whore's wink. Anywhere else in Amalur, that's where I'd rather be.
How about the bottom of the sea?
Let's just say if you carried 100 crates from ship to vault, no one's none the wiser if one or two things go missing from every haul. I wanted to be alone.
I was going to say this looks like a sort of churchy, but no, this is definitely going to be some kind of courthouse. Oh, that would be stealing. Okay, fair enough. What's through here? Oh, right, yes, of course, this is the prison.
Halt!
Which I could try and pick the lock of. Bit of a weird design, this. I mean, what's inside the negative space around here? I wonder. Anyway, let's go back out and nope. Right, yes, of course. Jeez.
Lyria like your way?
Not a big fan of Lyria, personally. So I would rather she didn't.
That's so then. Well,
Above decks, below, nowhere.
Ah, yes, this will be...
Sparrows send a hound out to the piers, and of course, now we're right where he wants the both of us, you and I. You think I'd just waltz back into Rathir like that? No, he lured me here to take the blame for the murders. That's what he did. Why the captain of the watch? The one that's been snuffing out those sparrows. He likely sent you here himself. Got you out of the way so he could go and slaughter the last of them. Leisure-like. Clever bastard he is.
So, maybe I'll be killing a captain of the city watch. Well, that'd be interesting.
Read the writing on the wall, mate. And if you weren't such a fool, you'd have left those sorry rag pickers to die in peace. Oh, I'd spit on their sorry graves for what they've done to me. But not enough to show our faces in Rathir. We're not that mad. Oh, ho, ho. Now you see, that I cannot allow. Talibor is going to pin the murders on one of us, and it'll be the one who's dead. And that would be you.
Not unless I
You're
kill
not
Talibor. This letter is missing any signature or mark of authorship. I know how you can get back at the scum that betrayed you to the City Watch. There are still riches to be had if you clear your name. Return to Rathir and I'll show you. When you get here, stay in the Keys and I'll come to you. So, let's find out. Oop, wrong button again. I really need to switch those.
That's so then. Well,
Above deck.
Stay in Rathir.
Let's find out whether I can save those remaining sparrows, eh? And kill a corrupt city watchman.
Lot of miserable rag pickers. You're the one. Do you know what you've done?
Expose you?
A decoy, really. Arranged long before you got into this. I needed someone to blame. What? And you didn't murder Dunn? We've all got blood on our hands. We all protect our hide when we must. I couldn't have this waif and her lot telling what they'd found. Which is why it's so good that you came. I'll blame their murder on you. Say you died in the struggle.
Will you? Much better than you have tried to kill me before.
He is dead. It is over now, thanks to you. And to think I only learned the cause of all this nightmare moments before he arrived.
Yeah, you found a thing that he didn't want you to find. Which is usually how these things go.
I was done with waiting. I had to do something, so I did what I know. I began sorting the piles of salvage, and that's when I found the cause. To hide his crimes, he was selling prisoners as slaves, smuggling them out to merchant ships in the dark of night. One of the boats wrecked and sank beneath the Keys. That boat held slaves and gold, and had Talibor's name all over it. Before he could clear the wreckage, we took our pickings. We had his secret. He was willing to kill to save his name.
What a bumskag.
As long as one other sparrow survives, I will be there to help keep this nest and shelter. In past times, we shared freely with the Watch, as we once did with the Dunman, but no longer. We will look after ourselves now. Defend ourselves now. Yes, I think that's best.
Thank Lunala that's over.
People like the captain, Eriad Talibor, go after people like the Sparrows for one of two reasons. One, as we've discovered here, because the Sparrows find something that people like Talibor attempted to dispose of, thus undoing their efforts to hide their crimes. And the other reason is because they take it upon themselves to clean up whatever city that this is happening in, thinking that because someone is poor, they are therefore deserving of death. Both types of people are equally worthy of reviling. And let's have the stout hammer so that we may sell it. And then, because we'll never have a reason to come back here, we shall leave forever. Smashy, smashy. How? What? Okay. That's, You know what? I'm going to assume that he's doing that with magic and leave it at that.
Stay dry, Captain.
So we have a quest here and a quest up here. Illand Karth. Dalton Eames. Don't remember who. I don't remember which is which or who is who. Just dead bodies. Damn! I should change that. Controls. No. Controls. Right. There we go. Controls. Okay. Sprint. That would have been awkward, wouldn't it? If it's mapped to, if E is mapped to two things. Okay. Shield. Run toggle.
The captain of the watch, corrupt.
Yep.
The last warship sailed yesterday. Trumpets blazing at all those soldiers on deck.
So now the citizens of Rathir are talking openly about things
Students of magic, masters of spells.
that have only just
Look
happened.
at it all.
Oh, goodness. My Lady Coriana won't eat. She won't sleep. All on account of a poor, sick Malian. Woe on House Anwan.
Yes. Indeed.
My poor lady. What grief she's known. Her daughters lost to Cluricon and her husband to the war before that. Her son Malian is all that's left to her, and the only seed of House Anwan.
I don't care about noble houses.
Oh, my masters aren't like some up Spire top. Just one name to our house, thank you very much, and nearly old as Rathir at that. There are but two left of Anwan blood. One soon enough if young Master Malian does not mend. Poor boy, he sleeps and tosses and turns. From the things he says under his breath, his dreams must be ghastly things. The healers say bad blood, but my lady swears it's poison. He sleeps and sleeps, but he's never any better. Well, it's hard to say. The healers are no use. You could go to her yourself and ask. No harm in that. You'll find my lady in the house, by poor Malian's side, most likely. The young master's sickness, yes. He's the last one living, what with the others dead in the war. Here, in House Anwan. She spends most of her time by poor young Malian's sickbed. Do help my lady if you can.
What's the betting that he's going to be full-sized? Like the rest of the... Yep, there we go. He's exactly the same... When he's ripped as well. He's exactly the same size as every other male in the game.
My son Malian is gravely ill. The healers say his blood is diseased.
but I am sure it must be poison. If I were younger, I'd go and find the Lepidus myself and prove them wrong.
Does poison not get into the bloodstream and cause it to go bad?
The healers name it as an affliction of the blood, but Anwan blood has bent beneath no malady in generations. No, Malian was poisoned, I am sure. Our line is ancient. However, if my son Malian is not cured, we shall wither, and the weeds of wyvern gift grasp ever higher. His father died in the Battle of Galliffer Plain, his sisters in Cluricon. He is all I have left, and he is slipping away from me.
This is a weird design choice. Asymmetrical.
The wyverns were of respected and decent lineage, though their wealth was not great. Then the merchant's Gif bought House Wyvern, much to our surprise. They have mixed sea wash with fine wine.
Oh no.
It was early in the war, and until that time we had known only defeat. The day was won, and my husband lost. Bring my son this wild plant, and I will see you richly rewarded. This I swear.
What are you going to do with it? Tickle his nose?
Of course not. But my family legacy says it will, and I have no wish to watch my son die while there is still a chance for hope.
Fair enough.
There's only one place that I know of, the Acathan wetlands. You must search for it there. You will know Lepidus by the shape of its blue flower. It is an herb with natural properties. It is not strictly alchemy, and it does not cure a poison. However, it can relieve the symptoms for a time. Malian will still need an antidote before he is fully well.
A herb with natural properties, unlike the other types of herb with unnatural properties that are all over the place.
The wetlands of Acatha. Find it and bring it to my son with all due haste.
Where are the wetlands of Acatha? They're not
Be wary.
over in Cluricon,
I have
are
sent
they?
servants before you who did not return.
No, this is... Unless it's down here. No. Yeah, I've got no clue. Also, this place does not seem big enough to be a noble house. Like, where do they cook food? Where do they keep things? This is just... That's a bedroom. And there is probably a bedroom... Yes, a bedroom here. And... like, I guess there's a turkey on the table, or some other kind of food bird. Big old library here. But nowhere to prepare food and nowhere to poop. Unless they poop in the pots or have some kind of
It's a nightmare, it is.
Shared toilet out here, sort of shared midden.
Good day, my lady.
Orbicant Hall.
Can you tell me anything
The
about...
day the gifts wed themselves to House Wyvern. What a scandal!
You tell me anything about this place?
This here is the Orbicant.
No. Just tell me that it is the Orbicant, but not anything about it. Cool. Riven Giffrey.
Fetch this, clean that. Never a moment's rest.
Maybe you should try unionizing.
Well, hello.
Skill trainer.
I am the governess of Miss Wyvern Giff. It is my duty to train my charge in matters of speech and persuasion. I will confess, there are days I yearn for a more eager pupil. A topic that interests you? Would you like to learn some of the art? I am confident a small lesson would be permitted by the house. We are a people of subtle speech and hidden hands. All around us is great beauty, yes, but what does it hide? I do not blame her. Were her parents more persuasive themselves, such willfulness would have been smothered long ago.
Oh, max skill 3. Okay. My persuasion is already
Farewell.
better than what she can teach. Yes, I'll just wander into your bedroom, a complete stranger, wake you whilst you're sleeping, and have a conversation with you about what you want.
Did my parents send you? Are you some sort of new instructor?
Yes.
You're not an instructor? I thought they might have sent another. They've had Majessa here for almost a year now. She does always get me to attend to her lessons somehow, though I'm not sure how she does it.
Maybe if you paid attention, you might learn.
I know what they want. They want to marry me to some snotty, spoiled son of another great house. Then I can become Maewyn Wyvern Giff Fiddlestuffs. I suppose it's nice enough, but then I wouldn't know. I have nothing to compare it to. I don't know which is worse, the snotty wyverns or the foolish fawning gifts.
Maybe you could go to war.
What is this? Have my parents seen this? Oh, Lunala's starry smile. Yes, yes, and yes to Chloricon. Think of it. They won't like it when they hear, but what can they do? Buy me out of it? No, not this time. Thank you, stranger. Thank you. Imagine, right in the thick of the war, and me with a sylvan spear, facing red-eyed howling Tuatha. And life beyond the spire.
Perhaps brief, but yes. I do not think that going to war will be the adventure you think it will. But I don't care.
Don't mind me.
Okay.
On behalf of myself, my wife and my daughter, I welcome you to the spire top and all that House Wyvern Giff can offer. You must forgive my lady Tanra if she sometimes speaks out of temper. It's been very hard for her. You see, some of the great houses have been slower to accept her than basic civility demands they should.
Yes, that's what happens with nobles. They are enormously stuck up.
Why, it is a school where mages are trained. The gifted come from far and wide to study there.
Mages.
Atop the spire, you will find the two preeminent great houses, Anwan and our own. You will also find the Scholia Arcana, the Orbicant, and the Temple of Lyria.
Are we at the top of the spire now? Because the person we met outside the other house said that people higher in the spire were worse. Or could be worse.
The Orbicant is our ruling council. Its members are shrouded except the Elund, who speaks for them. I'm a spiritual man myself and visit the temple gardens daily. The High Priestess offers blessings, counsel, and fate-weaving. It is peculiar, I confess, that we kept my name, but the Wyverns are a very old family, and all agreed it was best if it were joined with Give. She is being sent to Cluricon. This is preposterous. If my enemies wish to harm me, let them launch subtle machinations against my own person.
That's not how nobles do it.
So long.
Hello, lady person. Oh, they sleep separately. Although,
Good
I
evening,
mean,
my lady.
in fairness, it's just some people don't like sleeping in a bed with another person.
At your service.
And that's entirely reasonable. Ah, Agoth's over there. Temple of Lyria.
Lyria, light your way.
Could somebody else light my way instead, please? Osnan Togarian was the first mage to make his lonely home upon the spire top. Though he sought to escape the bothersome lot of other Alfar, the circle of mages who gathered around this sage would go on to found the Scholia Arcana. That makes it seem as though cities don't occur organically.
Ah, another sightseer.
They do. We seem to be quite a long way up.
Lyria, light your way.
If I can't talk any sense into you, then someone else will have to. Damn fool.
What do you want? I'm beset by petitioners these days. Another advocate for this absurd plan to retake Melsenshire, I take it.
It's not that absurd.
Look to Rathir's sister across the strait. Her battered walls, her burned gardens, her back broken from a decade of war. We take in refugees. We send them food that we can spare. We try to ease her pain. But for 10 years I stood here and watched her die slowly. And now you, a stranger, think to convince me to commit the whole of this city to saving her because our army's greatest failure has recovered some old relic?
Yep.
Melsenshire stands as Rathir's eastern shield. Even now, nearly broken, she still stands. This city can do nothing for the fortress, but perhaps its people can. The wounded we have here wish to return to fight for the fortress one last time. I'll tell them to meet you at the docks, and take this as well from my own collection. May it be of use to you in the coming battle.
Ellen's ring. If that doesn't have any magical effects, then it probably won't be of any use to me.
They have delved earthward where we have lifted high. They think no one watches them because they are thus sheltered. The deeper they dig, the higher we will rise. I am the Elord, and I speak with the voice of the Orbacart. Within this city, my word is law.
Who voted for you?
The city of walls is lost to us, and we can afford no more troops for them. Better to muster our forces to counterattack after its fall.
I wonder why Orbicant is here twice.
They rule Rathir, and they do so from behind a veil. I am their face and their voice. While human tribes wandered kingless, and Odessa was not a flicker of a thought, Rathir stood. It has stood 1,000 years. If our fate holds, if this war does not topple us, it shall stand 1,000 more.
1,000 years is a long time.
You carry with you Rathir's bravest sons and daughters. Realize that if you fail to liberate that withered wall, you will have doomed our city as well.
What do you imagine would happen if Melsenshire fell? This place would become under siege immediately.
Do not speak to me of the war. I am the voice of Rathir, not a general or a fate weaver, nor Lyria herself, who alone controls the outcome.
She does not, because I am here.
Go to the eastern docks in the lower city and find Captain Dodwin. He will oversee your journey to Melsenshire. Go. Save our sister across the sea or die with her.
I'll pick the former.
Any luck finding the old gnome?
I probably shouldn't, because that would start us going towards Melsenshire, and I don't want to do that yet.
A stroll up here always calms my spirits.
The next thing that I want to do is go down to Detyre. Not
Mind
go
your
across
step.
to Melsenshire and Cluricon. Dalton Eames. Oh, right, yeah.
Curios, talismans, items of power.
34 and 30. Not a gold piece more.
50 gold.
Oh, there was a way down. Okay, well, never mind.
This is Cluricon we're talking about, not your grandman's henhouse. Your comrade dies, the job is yours.
A moment, love. I'll be right with you.
Ah. Oh no.
A drink? A plate of roast?
I thought that was someone else.
Every notice delivered? Good. Then here's your pay. Off you go then. No use standing around. We've got a war to run.
And I will do most of the heavy lifting. But that's fine. This is, no, this can't be barracks, can it? I had a waitress. You don't have waitresses in barracks. Do you? That would be stealing. Okay, no. Oh, there's someone to talk to over here.
Please, please, I'm only a soldier back from Cluricon. Don't kneel, and I'm afraid I don't do blessings. Me? They call me a war hero. Haven't you heard the songs? It was only 5 Bolgan, and I had a rusty knife. Huh, I don't see what all the fuss is about.
I sincerely doubt that you took on 5 Bolgan with a rusty knife. I don't think that you could handle 5 Bolgan altogether in the first place, no matter how you're armed.
As you know, until the siege ends, it's a lot of sitting around and brief skirmishes. Can't wait for a real fight. I tell you, we need a place like this in Cluricon. Sure, there are places to drink and gamble, but nothing with class. He's as vile as his sister's delectable. I don't know how word got round to him, though. I thought I was discreet. Well, here for the formalities, then. My sword is in the back. She's new, the real beauty. Go on and inspect it. I'm sure you'll find it more than suitable. Right in the next room on the wall. Won her off a Varani chap. Mind you, don't grasp the hilt. They say it's bad luck.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't care about what they say, but sure. You're gonna duel with 2-handed weapons. Finely ornamented blades are what Dalton will use in the duel. There we go. Job done. And let's hope that he doesn't notice that there's something smeared on the tip of his sword.
Well now, how are you?
He does seem a bit dim though, so probably. It's wondering why it's so cold, forgetting she turned the heat down earlier. Yes, that could be it. I'm no detective, but I have a suspicion. I know the answer.
You there, my lovely. I like the look of you. I have gold to slip in your purse in return for a small favor.
Okay. That was a weird way to approach me.
Me? You wish to know about me? I'm flattered, but I prefer to keep my cards close to my chest. The sea wreathes her. Old stone lifts her high. Gold and magic pulse through her veins. In the city of Rathir, a soft whisper in a dark corner unlocks many doors. Oh, now, don't sound so suspicious. I need some help in a matter of business. Tell me, do you know the merchant Gwalchmay?
Only by
I'm
reputation.
trying to strike a deal with that willful man, and I think I have found just the thing. Only, I cannot be the one to do it.
And what exactly is it that you're planning?
The man who owns the goods store in the Prairie. He's got his thumb on nearly all the trade in this city. I can't sell anything without his good word, it seems.
Yeah, monopolies aren't great, are they?
I have already tried to negotiate with him. He proved hard, stubborn, and unpliable. We could not reach a deal. I was hoping a new face and a new approach might cause him to let down his guard, become reasonable. How very astute of you. Now, Gwalchmay, I have learned, has a weakness for rare wines. This right here happens to be a bottle of Maybrin, his favorite. I wish we had more than just the one. Pity. Here's the contract for him to sign. The better a deal you strike, the sweeter I will make your reward.
Lovely of the game to only give me one conversation option to progress things forward. That it has been giving me the same sort of like idiot asking the same question twice to try and get a little bit more information shtick the whole game, and only now, when that's the only option available to me, does the game taunt me for asking obvious stupid questions. Like, thanks dude.
If I were to approach him, he'd dig his heels in. But a fresh face such as yours, bearing a bottle of his favorite wine? It might just work.
It'll be fairly transparent as well.
More than the bottle I gave you? Very good. If you can use that to strike a better deal, I will see you paid more than it's worth.
Well, being as I stole it from Gwalchmay, I think, I didn't pay anything for it.
In his goods store, in the Prairie, the market. It's near the center of town. Get him drunk on Maybrin wine, and he should be magnanimous with the contract. Be good, my lovely, and I'll be good to you.
Excuse me, coming through.
Who says that?
The burns for
When they're not just like, okay, like if you've got arms full of stuff, like particularly if you're carrying something heavy or breakable or both, then yeah, like, excuse me coming through, reasonable. But like if you're just ambling along
Students of magic,
and you're
of
not
spells.
carrying anything, what's this one here? Gwalchmay, and this one is, oh right, Return to Wayland. If you're just ambling along slowly, nothing in your arms, way in front of you is open, And you're just like, excuse me, coming through. That makes me want to stand in the way.
Hello, hello. You have come to Gwalchmay's goods, provisioner to all Rathir, to high and low, great house and sparrow alike.
Yeah, if you're carrying a mattress or a sheet of glass, for example. Yeah, or like, well, I was thinking like, if you've got a tray full of like glasses or plates or something, that would cause a real mess if you dropped them.
Oh, him? No one knows his real name. Got that name from the way he talks. Some say he was next to the Archsage, once, up Spire Top. Then a spell went wrong, or his lover fell to her death. Whatever it was, broke him, it did.
That's exactly the same voice lines. Oh, well, maybe not the same voice lines, but exactly the same lines that we got from someone else. It's like they practiced it. Maybe he was being sarcastic to the empty room. But it wasn't an empty room. There was someone, like he was walking that way and there was someone coming the other way who was far enough away from him that they weren't going to collide. And I nipped between them as they were approaching one another. So yeah, this is exactly the, well, this and the previous line about Faldranafari are exactly the same. I don't know if it's the same voice line, but it's the same words. Exactly the same words. Spell went wrong, or his lover fell to her death. It's like they've got a story that they've rehearsed, and then making sure to tell people exactly the same thing whenever asked.
The great families of Rathir, of course, as rich in power as in gold. Visit the upper city and see them yourself. Worth the climb, if you ask me.
Going and staring at rich people's houses is not worth anything. Certainly not worth the climb. Well, no, okay. The looking at the houses, if they've got great architecture, cool. Looking at the houses because they contain rich people, no.
Humble servant to great house, sparrow and soldier alike. Women and men in want of things make their way to Gwalchmay's goods.
He's one of the, I guess, better looking of the Rathiri, of the Alpha that we've seen so far. Most of the time their faces look like they've been stung by bees or something. Like kind of swollen, particularly around the jaw and the cheekbones. But he's actually kind of a slender face.
I could tell you a thing or two about
Chiseled.
this city. Did you know, for instance, that Faldranafari ate the 5th memorial stone? Cast a spell and ate it. I could say a thing or two about Wyvern Gif as well, if I didn't fear the consequence.
Like the paparazzi would look at a house just because there's a celebrity in it. Yeah. Or like someone planning to steal something from the house, they're casing it. Yeah.
The first 4 are easy enough to find about the city, but the 5th, few know the truth of it. They are the rag pickers and dust grubbers of the city. Mind you, I don't let them in the front door. Appearances, not to mention odors. A good head on his shoulders, that lad. I asked for a ledger I thought was long lost. He found it and brought it back.
I did it. He lost the keys. Fuck Will. I did the work.
Oh, they're good for nothing louse. Thank you, my friend. I know just how to deal with this.
Shouldn't get drunk and lose keys. All sorts of other stalkers with more sinister intents. Yeah, could be. But like, for me, there is no reasonable reason to be staring at a house because it contains rich people. Like, if the house itself is a work of beauty and art and architecture, then yes, if it's got a long history, also interesting. Regardless of how remarkable or unremarkable its architecture is. But like, because it contains rich people is a shit reason. So Will, the guy who we were just talking about with Galen, apparently lost some keys that he like a bunch of keys, not just one or two, but like a bunch of keys. And it wasn't just, oops, I've left them somewhere, like at a tavern or something. But like, okay, first of all, don't take your work keys to a tavern and get stupid drunk. And accidentally leave them there. First thing. The whole keychain, all repetitively. Yeah, no, don't do that. Take them home, leave them there, then go out and drink. I don't care how much extra time it takes you. But no, that's not what happened with Will. He thinks he might have dropped them in the sea when he went for a dip when he was extremely drunk. Hence why he cannot find them again. Like, and then he had me come and pick loads of locks looking for an object that he was asked to find. I'm not going to tell Gwalchmey that I picked all of his locks. But he can probably assume that, and I'll wander off locked out of his own house. Could be. But yeah, I'm absolutely dropping Will in it, because he didn't do any work, and he was utterly irresponsible with the things he was trusted with.
The Wyverns had a claim of their own, mind you, but their marriage to Gif, a scandal. I know the truth of it, but I'm not at liberty to say.
Then why say anything?
That fool. I was going to deed this door to him one day, and he has done nothing but disappoint.
Yeah, probably best if you don't deed it to him. He'd have fucking run it into the ground.
Mabrin wine? Wherever did you find it? Forgive me, it's just they're devilish hard to find. You likely had no idea, but there's not a wine in the world I love more. In fact, I think I'll uncork this now and have a sip. Or two.
Have another bottle of wine, which I stole from the stores that you keep. Or, well, okay, they're not explicitly his stores. It was in the customs house, not here, and I didn't find the wine even inside the same chest that I got his ledger from. Like, that ledger was in a box in another room. Or certainly another box. I don't remember whether it was in another room. There was 4 rooms full of chests.
Another? I could cry just to look at it. Best to drink it now. Yes, best thing for it. The more you drink, the better it goes down.
These are clearly bottles of wine, like serious bottles. I realise that wine comes in several different sizes of bottle, but like, if we assume it's the middle-sized one, he's just had 2 bottles of wine, I think. Certainly alcoholic beverage. It's amazing he's still standing upright.
A remarkable woman, there's no denying. But you be wary. Those eyes of hers make promises. Promise things she'll never give. Now there's Anwan and Wyvern Gif. The old oak and the greenweed, some say. Not I. The coin of one's as good as the other.
Old oak and green weed.
Friend to any
Fantastic.
soul with such distinguished taste in wine. To you, friend.
I don't think I've gotten any of that wine. Not that I care.
Rotten-smelling stinkers they are. But how they love the scraps and tossings no one else would pay a coin for. A Mabrin. Oh, yes. Very much. Excellent vintage. My warmest thanks. Very thoughtful of you. Very kind indeed.
Now I've got you drunk, have a look at this contract. Because that's a condition that people should be looking at contracts in.
What's this? Trade agreement, eh? It's yours. What? I'll give it to you for a song. That will get Karas to scout.
It's made him very stupid. Yep, let's try and fleece them for even more, I guess.
Oh, no. I may be drunk, but I'm still Gwalchme. That's the deal. Take it or leave it.
Fair enough. I won't try squeezing you any further.
Good then. Good. Signed and done.
Great. Now let's go back to Karasta. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? Don't worry about it.
New faces in the market these days.
Don't mind me.
That ship sails tomorrow at dawn. Dawn!
Hello, lovely.
You're being a bit too much.
The contract. You have it. Let me see. This is... I don't believe my eyes. Did he agree to this? Oh, my lovely. You have done well. This will be very profitable for me. And so it should be for you. Don't let the old dog fool you. He is as shrewd and stubborn as they come. But like any old dog, his tail will wag for just the right treat. Leaving me? So soon?
Yes, you're a bit creepy.
The healers in the officers' club, round the back.
Someone nearby, as I was entering, said that this ship was leaving tomorrow at dawn.
That ship sails tomorrow at dawn.
Yeah, there we go.
Dawn!
Which implies that everything that happens between now and when it leaves happens within 24 hours. So I'm going to venture throughout the entirety of Detyre in a night. Because I'm superhuman, me.
Do not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
For sale!
Or, well, I mean, maybe...
Port today, sea to...
Maybe that's not the ship that leaves with,
So busy these days.
with the new soldiers from Elsinshire. Right, Waylon?
Well, you're not the only one who's been busy. I've called in every last favor in my book. Now there's only one last thing for after the duel. I have it all worked out. With your help, I'll be free of Rathir, free of the war, free as a lark. I need to prepare for the duel, and I can't be seen near the docks. I need you to find Jester there and give him the name of the ship I chartered, the Maid of Fortune. That's where I escape once everyone thinks I'm dead.
Assuming that Dalton doesn't just run you through and genuinely kill you.
A very mild poison. Don't ask how I know or why Gelfine sells it. You appear dead for the length of a day, then you wake with a terrible headache.
A roustabout like you, a terrible headache should be nothing new.
The Rose of Shadows will very quickly make me seem dead to that warrior oaf. I'll be moved from a coffin to a shipping crate. From shipping crate to Maid of Fortune's hold, from there, the high seas and beyond. No Rathir, no war, not a care.
There are a lot of cares on board a ship, I think you'll find. But I look forward to you finding out, because I don't care about your personal safety.
A simple thing, really. Find Jester on the docks. Tell him the chartered ship is the Maid of Fortune. Fitting name, don't you think? When you're done, meet me at the dueling ground.
Made of Fortune. I wonder if we get to give him a wrong name. So he gets put on the wrong ship.
Wait, you there. You've been talking to my son. What is he up to? I already know about this foolish duel. There's something else, isn't there? Wayland's mother, mistress of worsted traders. Not a woman to stand by and watch her son stumble out of the frying pan and into the fire. With a son like Wayland, you learn quickly. And in the end, this is all my fault. I should never have breathed a word to him about military service.
I wonder, should he wake up back in his room? That seems a little cruel, though. I'm all for freedom, personal freedom. Regardless of that I think he's a useless wastrel, he deserves to live his own life, find out what freedom actually is. Like, he will find life very, very tough once he leaves Rathir and the comfort of his home. But I think that it's worth him finding that out.
I have a right to know. I am his mother.
He's an adult.
Trading's done in the Pryderi.
And thus far, he does not seem to have had much of a choice about where he gets to go.
Say, Captain. Wayland sent you. What's the word? This is a devilish curious business, and I don't mind saying so. A friend, you might say. I've been called other words, but don't you mind that.
No, we don't get to give him a wrong name to have Wayland put on an entirely wrong ship going to completely the wrong place. Okay, Maid of Fortune.
So it's to be the Maid of Fortune, then. Aye, I know her. Well and good, then. Oh, and when you're done, return here. A friend of our friend, I'd say. I've raised a glass or three with the lad now and then. Owe him a bit of a favor, too. I know that ship. Know the captain, too. Sturdy Master Keel. She'll serve well enough. You wish him luck for me. Make sure he's got the handle towards him and the point out the other way.
Yep. Good advice.
Aye, if you'll go and second his duel. That's the bargain, ain't it? Let's do our parts.
You go and second his duel.
Good day then, Dove, and good luck with it.
Don't call me a dove. Weirdo. Right. Okay, we don't want to do that one because that will sail us to Melsonshire. But we do want to go and do this. Oops, wrong button.
Back to sea.
That's so then. Well,
Trading's done in the Pryderi.
This is really the dueling area. Hello, chap. Oh, God, come on. Ooh, historical marker. Plague times came to an end with the burning. Fires that sweep over somehow took the disease with them. This time that the Orbicont was established to ensure, nor would trouble Rathir ever after. So that's badly tarnished by age, such that we can't get the whole story out of it.
Good, you're here. Wish me luck.
These are obviously not the swords that were on the wall. Why can't I move? Probably so that I don't help.
What have I done? Lyria, this is awful.
And then loot the body. Yep. Alright, Dalton.
How the blazes did I kill him? This was a duel to first blood. I can't stay in Rathir. This will get out. I was a hero here. All those fine dinners, the adoring girls. They'll hear of this. I'll be a monster to them now.
Things go wrong during duels. The only thing you'll be accused of is not being able to hold back.
That's where I'm headed after this mess. Dead? How is he dead? I hit him once.
I mean, you clearly didn't. We saw that.
That's so then. Well,
Above decks, below, nowhere.
Wayland said you were to have this when all was done. Well, all is done, so here you are. Now what hasn't Jaber done and been? Traveller in my youth, Captain, and that's the truth of it. And then I went to war. Did my part in Cluricon, but those days too are behind me now.
And what do you do now? Hang out on docks.
A stranger land you'll never see. It's not lush and peaceful like here. It's dark and overgrown. But even then you could see the wounds of war upon the lands. I was a ragged urchin then picking pockets. Took me in when I tried to empty one of theirs. They taught me a thing or two. Dancing with fey folk by moonlight, making Almain maidens blush. Oh, wandering days. Now, I've not heard from the lad, but then that was the plan, aye? Wasn't it, Captain?
Yep.
By the look of you, you've stretched your legs. You've seen a fey or two yourself. They're folk and not folk, aye, Captain? Wise in years and wild as children, somehow both at once. And how some love to dance and sing. Haha. Well, Captain, some tales are best untold, don't you think? Still, a blush and a kiss may be the sweetest things in Amalur. Well, Captain?
It's good that he doesn't kiss and tell. Right, I've got some things to do out here, and I've got no idea where I'm supposed to find that herb.
10 years. This siege has gone on.
There's a marsh somewhere, and I can't think of... Whoops. Button. Bad blood. Apotyre. But I have no idea where Apotyre is. The only marshes I can think of are over here, like Etinmere, but that's not really a marsh. There might be one in Detyre, but Detyre's a desert, and you don't really think of deserts as containing marshes, so it would have to be over here, right? But none of these are labelled. I mean, that's Cursewood, Midden, Keening, Drowned Forest, Caelid Coast. It might be in here somewhere, I suppose. Or one of these two, but that's an awful long way to go. Oh well. Right, yes. Local map. We need to find a way to get an officer's pass for Dolveon. Do we just nick one? I would have thought we'd find someone in Rathir that could get us a pass.
This is Dolveon. You an officer? Got an officer's pass? No pass, no entry.
I'll just hold out a slip of paper that says I do what I want on it.
It's a privilege to wear the steel helm. All who do should be proud. I gave my captain back chalk once, just once. And what do I get? 3 months guard duty, day and night. This here's our base, barracks and storehouse west of the Forian Strait. It played a bigger role back when the war raged where you and I stand now. But that was near on 10 years back. That's right, officers only. If you've got a pass, show it here. An old night drinking in Rathir, was that it? Woke up with less in your pockets than you used to have?
Yep.
If I had a gold piece every time. We see that, especially from your sort, just back from the front. Well, have this pass we keep for visiting dignitaries. And try not to drink so much.
I'm clearly not dressed like a soldier. But yeah, okay, sure.
That's right, you're allowed.
Thanks. That was easy. What kind of officer dresses like this? Really, that's on him for being so credulous. He's supposed to be on guard duty. I wonder if I'll find any hidden doors. That would be interesting. Oh, giant rats. That makes sense. And another. What was in here? Crates. Traps. Boxes. Oh no, chests. Maybrin wine. Should I? Will that take up space in my inventory? Let's leave it. Maybe if I'd found those I could have gotten Gwelshme even more drunk. And a relic of some kind. I've got no idea what I need to, what I'd use it for. How much space do I have left in my inventory? Got 45 items. It's a long way to go just to find out. I'm curious. Oh no, I don't want to load, I want to save. Okay. Let's take the wine. Oh, no, wrong way. And go back to Rathir. And talk to Gwelshme. I know that there's a couple of things in here that I want to pick up, that I need to pick up for a quest. But if I pick them up and hand them over, and then find that I can't give the wine to Gwelshme, then I won't have, like, and then roll it back to the save, then I won't have achieved the thing, so there wouldn't be any point. So
damn far.
Rathir. No, that's the guardhouse. I want to come over here. No, that's the wending. This is the one.
Curios, talismans.
10 years.
Well, tale, my friend. What'll it be?
Ah, brought you some more wine. Yes, I can. Good-o.
A third? Ought to save it. But I've had two. Why stop now? So good. Nothing like it. Leg's a bit unsteady. Better lie down just a bit. Yes, lie down. Just lie down for a moment. Easy does it. Yes, yes, yes. What is it? Ha! A Lancian Alpha dress. Pox on her name.
You've signed a thing with her.
If you're looking for an introduction, you can bloody well look elsewhere.
It's alright. I already know. Well, I already know. I know a couple of the houses. I don't know about Great House.
A powerful merchant with a thunderous headache. Leave me be. One at the door. Area. Don't let them in. The reek.
Brought you some more wine.
What's that? Wine? Give it to me. That's the only thing for this aching head. Oh, better. A little better, yes.
Go on, tell me a bit more about Carasta.
That woman got the best of me this time, and I don't deny it. I'll hardly turn a profit on this little deal. So it goes.
Okay,
very good,
so
then.
I could get rid of the wine. Good to know. And also, I wonder how it would have gone if I'd found those before and been able to use them during the the deal. That's the word I was looking for. Masters, that's mana, isn't it? It's worth breaking down. For parts, I think. I get some mana rivets. That would be good. Just pile up all the old tables. Oh. But there's something back here. Issa's breath. Reagents found. Great. More Mabron wine. Nah, I'm not going to bother this time. Talisman of Arn. From a stranger in the woods, the child Arn received this talisman. When he died, a great sorcerer, he gave it in turn to a small child, who was soon eaten by a bear. Blocks damage, elemental resistance, chance to freeze enemies when blocking, ice resistance, and mana. Nice. Take that. Wow. There's a lot more of this than I thought. They're huge. Certainly compared with the noble houses that we found up in Rathir. Staff of Arn. Cool. Lightning damage, piercing, bleed damage, bleeding damage over 5 seconds. Over seconds. It's obviously missing the digit. The family heirloom of the great house of the same name. It has destroyed countless enemies of the Dokafar nobles. Cool. Now I can give it back. to blast the arm. Ah, nuts. I was hoping I was being clever. Dodging early. But it just adjusted its aim. Let's go, Blotham. Ah yes, I have these to get rid of web with. Cool. And then disarm spike trap. It's not like the poison does very much. No, just a bone and a skull. They're burning for quite a long time, aren't they? And then spider ambush. No? Okay, nice. 2 bones. Wonder whose bones? Lucky. Ooh. What does Band of the Mystic do? Damage with magic. Oh, okay. Oh, hey, welcome, Hawkman. Gear crafting doesn't get weird until you start working on making top tier parts. Base items you have to find, but top quality supplemental components are too rarely found. I'm surprised you didn't use Prisma picks on very hard locks. I've only got a few, and I've got loads and loads of lockpicks, and I found a few merchants that sell them, so I'm perfectly happy to spend a couple of lockpicks until I get lucky. Helm of Ward Reed. What's this? Ooh, might. It's not quite as good. Yeah, no, this is, it would only give me 5% chance to steal health. And then with all parts of the, well, okay, +2 to might abilities. All parts of the outfit. Mana, 25% mana is quite a lot. 15% armor. So that's not bad, really. But compared with what I've got going on with the helmet I've got at the moment, assembled from the dead of Rathir's Raven Guard, restored in blood and gold by the Hands Workshop in tribute to Rathir's defenders. Fancy helm. Let's see what it looks like. Does look a little bit daft. Another fine addition to my collection. Yeah, the set items in this game are a bit weak. Purple lacquer with gold trim. Looks neat. Yeah. I mean, the colours are fine. It's just the high peak up here. Like, I understand crests and stuff have a purpose in armor. They help to strengthen components against blows. But like, when it's quite so large, it's almost like a pyramid or something. It just looks a bit much. My hated enemy. Crates.
Sure is a mess in the back.
Yep. I've seen. It's a bit of a mess out here.
Warsworn, what brings you here?
They can tell that I'm Warsworn, but the guy out front couldn't. Do assets have a concept of weight?
Sure is a mess in the back.
Oops, MT. Was that wrong, chat? I mean, it's clear that objects in this game don't have weight, or my character would be overburned very easily. Oh, where's the person I need to hand in to? And why is there something... Oops, damn it. Why is there a quest objective north of me? Out here somewhere? North up the... It can't be these, can it? Oh well. Yeah, I was talking about a different game. Fair enough.
So, you got in old Dove arm then? I hope it wasn't much trouble. Were you able to recover my arms? The staff wasn't rotted through, was it?
I don't know. Check it yourself.
That's it! No mistaking this old piece of wood. I feel braver just holding it in my hands. And the talisman? Did you find it in its place?
Yep. Apparently I can lie to him. I'm not going to bother.
Ah, wonderful. I couldn't say how many blades and arrows this saved my family from. I'll feel safer with it on my arm, all the same. Here, have this for your troubles.
It obviously didn't save whoever it was from a bear. Can I mouse over the circles on the minimap? No, I cannot. I cannot. I don't have a mouse available when I'm not on the map or in a menu. When I'm just running around in the world, I don't have a cursor to mouse over anything with. Unfortunately, it'd be really helpful if I did, but no.
Life in a fortress sounds grand, but I'd take Rathir, with its pets and food and fair-eyed ladies, any day.
It's like a short walk to Rathir. You could get there in 2 minutes.
Nothing like it anywhere in Amalur, I promise you. Beauty, elegance, wisdom. There's no putting it to words, really. The name of Arn kept me safe until now, but the war is a hungry beast, and I suppose it was in my cards to be called sooner or later. And Lyria guard us both.
Yeah, so it's not fully north of me. According to the minimap, I'm facing the quest objective. And these are being shown. It could be these. But otherwise, if it were something up here, I would expect it to be shown. Anyway, what else did I want to do? I think just go to Detyre. Kind of want to find out. Right, yes, of course. Where this way through into Detyre leads to. I didn't enter. Oh. Why I didn't re-enter stealth? Usually, I mean, you can re-enter stealth even if someone's looking right at you. Like, that doesn't stop you. Oh, well. So, I don't know if you were here earlier when I mentioned, but I've been playing Dauntless, and quite enjoying it. And there are elements of it which are similar to this, I feel. I wonder if it's pointing the pathway to the objective. It could be, but that doesn't usually happen. Oh, I'm here somehow. Just skip all of these other things. Alright. There are elements of Dauntless that are similar to this, like you dodge around in the same way, although in Dauntless you can jump. So ankle high stones don't stand in your way. Dauntless, you only have one weapon, as opposed to having two, but that's fine. I mean, you can also very easily, when you're in the social area in Dauntless, swap out weapons. Although getting used to them is a different beast. Nice of you all to group up for me. Mitharu, nice. Never having played Monster Hunter, I don't know how similar Dauntless is to Monster Hunter, but it certainly appears so. I mean, the premise is the same. You fight giant monsters and then make equipment out of the pieces of the giant monster that you've just killed that are even stronger, so that you can go and hunt even stronger giant monsters. But as I said, never having played a Monster Hunter game, I don't know what the leveling system is like, or even if there is one. But there kind of is in Dauntless. Seems like that's a settlement called Whitestone. But when I first came back to this, it was a little bit of a struggle because I had gotten used to... Oh no, you can't discover the locations of jails, okay. The controls of Dauntless, and it's got roll and sprint and jump, and I had the buttons, the key binds in different places, so I was pressing the wrong button occasionally. Ooh, a chest. Ooh, greater magnifying rivets. I think magnifying is like, it's not crit damage. Oh yeah, it is. Chance critical hit. Nice. Definitely have them. Is that it? Oh no. Oh yeah, okay. Great job, chaps. It's not crit damage, it's crit chance. Did I say crit damage? I apologise. For me, crit is more or less the same thing. Generally speaking, I would rather have crit chance than crit damage, I think, if I could choose. Like in any game, not just in this, because if you crit more often, you're doing more damage than, like, if you're your one crit every 20 attacks does loads of damage, it's not as good as critting every 5 hits, I figure.
Rattlesnake was a vain and ugly creature. He crawled in dark places and avoided the other desert animals. He was lonely but refused to act like it. One day, while sitting under a rock and wishing to be happy, he saw a desert runner sprinting past. "Wait," it called to the bird. "I have a favor to ask of you."
Aha. A thing in the river. One thing I've noticed about Dauntless that is a bit odd to me is that there is no bow weapon. You would think there would be. I mean, there's... what is there? Sword. Yeah, it depends on game and build what is best. Yeah. I mean, it depends how often you get crits. Naturally. But, like, generally speaking, I would rather crit more often than do more damage on a crit. Because then you're getting... like, your numbers are higher more evenly, you know? But yeah, so Dauntless has swords, spear, although it calls it a war pike, even though, I mean, well I'll talk about that in a little bit. Axe, hammer, which can kind of, it can shoot 4 shots, so it's not just a hammer. Well, and also the war pike isn't just a pike, it can shoot a shot as well. What else was there? There was like fist weapons, a pair of war scythes, like short one-handed kammer that can are on a chain, so you can like fling them out a short distance, and dual pistols, so that's 8 weapons. And you would think, given the selection of weapons, that they would have a bow of some kind in there as well. But no. Ooh. Not that. But this. Kelren's Scepter. What are you? The Scepter of Witch Knight Cleren. A powerful Tuatha known to have tinkered with necromantic sorceries. Let's have a look at that. Oh no. Ooh, that was quite nice. I have a few items that I probably need to put in my stash. Are they all facing away from... no, one of them's facing this way. I won't be able to get close enough. That's a shame. But I could get that one over there, the furthest one from me at the moment. Assuming they don't see me and sprint at me. Okay, let's... no, she's seen me. But I am hidden now, so she cannot. And they will lose track of me. What's Hellbane look like? Hellbane is a quest item. It's just an iron longsword. Oops. It doesn't do any damage. But I'll get it out and have a look at it if you want. Yeah, just an iron... Oh no, it does do... Oh no, hold on. No, it doesn't. Doesn't do any damage at all. A sturdy, well-balanced blade meant to be wielded with one hand. You need it for quests for, is it Durful? Yeah, a chap here in West Candria. Durful gives you a sequence of quests, and at least one of them requires you to have Hellbane. Oh, poor dude. I'll have his stuff. Sell it. Ah. Coming here has triggered some people. They watched me kill their allies and run. Oh, they've run away, but it won't save them. For I am vengeful. Oops, no, wrong button. There we go. These are the gates of Odessa, so let's go and discover Odessa. After getting this Sky Blossom. There we go. Discovered Odessa.
Issa met Olm. They embraced each other, and in stillness enveloped the darkened land. Where one sang, the other danced. And they sang thus. We are Issa, and Olm danced. We are Olm, and Issa danced. I am the summer's dawn, and Olm bowed. I am the morning winter, and Issa bowed. This thing is something, and Olm wept. Naught of naught, and Issa wept.
Clearly, a quarry or an open mine, some kind of strip mine. Quarry, there we go. Can I sneak up on this group? I don't know. I'll give it a shot. I'll probably get one of them at least. No. Enemies spotting you feels a little bit arbitrary, although it might just be that... I mean, I was in very bright sunlight in the day, and I'm not all in leathers, so... Ooh. What does that do again? 29 armor. Let's have that. Very good. Useful stuff. My inventory is getting full. I need to find somewhere to sell things. Let's go back to Canarok so I can put my purple and gold items into my stash. And then I'll go across the silken seat. And sell the rest of the things. Yeah, let's just take all of them. Ooh. You would think a building like this would have a lift in it. I mean, I think that's generally the purpose of a building that is shaped like this one. Right. What am I running against? Like, the reason that you shape a building like that is so that you can put a lift in it. There's even a cog in there for, you know, hauling stuff up, right? Anyway, I think I can also buy a house in Detyre. But this is where all my stuff is, so. Huh. What do you do? Detect hidden and gold drops. Ah, video game architecture, yeah. And this game is quite bad for having its architecture match up with function. Like, interior spaces do not match up with exterior spaces. There was a house in Gorehart, no, not Gorehart, the other one, Didenhill, which on the outside, well, no, okay, so in the inside it had a mill wheel that would go round and grind flour, and the place was full of flour sacks. But on the outside, it was a normal house. It didn't have a windmill. Yeah, I don't care about that. Compare physical damage and gold drops. That is super weird. And also, I can't remember the name of the place, but there's another place in the Wolds which does have a windmill, like an exterior place that's a windmill in one of the villages. So this does more physical damage and has increased gold drops than this, but this gives might abilities and stun duration. I've got something else that gives might abilities, so I don't need it. Yeah, let's put on Ellen's ring. Band of the Mauler. No, let's place it in. What does that do? 60 mana. No, that's going in the junk. Okay. What's the name of the place? Would it be Ayton? I think? Yeah. So, on the way from Ayton along this way into Talarain, I think, heading towards Talarain, there's a there is actually a windmill, but in Didenhill there's a house that you can go into, the interior of which has milling components. Oh, hey, everyone's out for a stroll.
What is it?
But you've saved it.
I've got master, so I'll get rid of these as well. I mean, I never use them.
Billis and I thank you for that. Widows spare you.
Yeah, so this game has exterior spaces that do not match their interior spaces. Like, which one's mine? This one. This exterior does not match the space of the ground floor or the stairs that would go up to the second floor. And I don't think there's any way for my basement to physically fit on this island unless it goes down below the watercourse.
What is it?
Because, like, it goes
What is it? Is something
down
wrong?
that way, like, into the water, and then from there further into the water.
Yes, stranger?
Why are you all acting as though I'm going to start saying something? My character literally says nothing. Who set your expectations? It certainly wasn't me. Oh, hey. There's the people. No, there is not. I'm surprised they appeared back here. I was expecting to appear if I higher up. Oh well. To compare a game that is sort of similar enough that I think it's similar. Dauntless. The buildings all... Well, you can't get inside any of the buildings. There are no, like, interior spaces, so I guess it has that going for it. But similar to there being... You're being able to jump, so there aren't any, like, insurmountable shin-high stones. You can also get behind all the buildings in Ramsgate, which is the first social area, maybe the only social area. I'm kind of thinking that to expand, they might go to other social areas, but if you read the dialogue in the house upgrade quests, the guy doing the upgrades talks about how he had to do something creative to keep the water out. Yeah, he did mention, like, if I go any further, I'm going to hit water. But the interior space is still way larger than the exterior would allow, given the space it occupies. And, I mean, oh, hold on, that was a Master Sword. That's probably got mana as a component, so let's take that and break it down. I mean, I'm not going to break those down now. I'm going to break them down later so that you don't have to watch me save scum, but it will happen. Which way are these guys facing? This way. Oh no, they've seen me. Alright. Hi guys. Looking for death. Ow. Damn it. Okay, let's junk that, because we definitely don't need it. Yes, the thing to do when you're facing someone is to pull out your daggers, point at them, and or pump your arm in the air. Don't try and close the space. Don't try and close the distance. That's a stupid idea. I realise that this is an artifact of the game compressing space, but it still feels weird that someone would build a town this close to Odessa. Like, guys, Odessa is a 3-minute walk away. Why are you bothering to build a town out here? Why have you got...
Good day.
There's space to put gates in. You could just put gates in. You don't have to build log, spiky log fences that you have to probably get like 3 or 4 people in to lift up and haul around. You have to menace the enemy before you attack. Yep, clearly. Like, with that timber that you've cut down and formed into spikes, you could have made the boards for... You could have just used whole logs. There's what? 1, 2... Hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5 in that. 4 in that. 4... 5. So, like, there's 18 logs here, not counting the shorter lengths. And I don't know how many logs that was worth. But that's more than enough to fill this space. You could have just sunk some hinge fixings into the walls and then constructed a gate. A big old hefty gate. Why does the mayor have a house and a villa and a cottage? Sungar Shaft, but that's a jump point, so I probably can't get in there, can I? I know that there's quests to get in Whitestone, but I want to explore first, so that I have all of the explorable, like, discoverable locations here first, because I'm probably going to get asked to go to several of them. And it'd be quicker if I can just fast travel. I realise that probably doesn't make very much sense. That's just the way that my brain works and how I want to do it. Because I'm a
Desert
weirdo.
Runner stopped. She had never heard Rattlesnake speak before. His voice was a slow, nasty hiss, and that greatly disturbed Desert Runner. Please, Desert Runner. My voice is harsh, and yours is so pretty. You are so fast and so much braver than me. Can you bring me a voice like yours? Desert Runner thought for a moment and then said, I will lend you some of my voice and put it in your tail. That is why the rattlesnake clicks.
Piercing shaft. I don't really care about. What's that? 60 health. That might be worth breaking down for parts. Alright. Well, I suppose. It's a pair of shoes, isn't it? A pair of boots. Jeez. Just attack on sight, will you? That clearly doesn't go. Motors mining. This piece of paperwork was left behind by officials of the Motus Mining Company, the gnome business concern once based in Apotyre. Let's take it. You've discovered a strange, seemingly official document stamped with the seal of Motus Mining Concerns. It may hold secrets about the company's time governing Apotyre. So that's presumably a quest objective. Oh, Apotyre is just this region. Okay. Over here then, I think. He says, and then runs the opposite way. I know. But there's boxes to break down here. I could sense them. That looks like it's a fairly shoddy... Oh no, hold on, it's stone. But I thought maybe someone had tried to rather poorly dam the river, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, that back there is stone, so let's take that and break that down. Yeah, that's flowing over stone. It's not flowing over anything artificial. So it's just that something fell there, I guess. Yeah. Kind of dark whetstone, but yeah, something definitely fell down there. It wasn't an effort to dam the river or anything. I sense something else, a disturbance in the flow of magic. Am I going to get to sneak up on any of these guys? Hopefully, provided I'm masked by... Got it. No, they could see me despite the... they're probably worth taking to break down. Discovered a strange seemingly... Oh, right, okay. They could see me despite the crates, which should have blocked line of sight. Collapsed bridge, maybe? Could be. I don't want to go too far in case I go over the line and discover the next area, so I'm just gonna head back this way. And now I'll pick up those quests in Whitestone. No, I won't. I'll discover this area first. And then come and get this pile of rocks. And then go into Whitestone. Oh. Bunch more people just spawned in. How's it going, guys? Cool. Crit damage. Nice. Let's have that. And break it down later. Gonna be doing a lot of that. Got a very Old West feel to it, which is weird. It's a weird combination because once we get to Odessa, and also there are a few other places just around Detyre that I recall. Where is it? Is it here? House of Valor? House of Valor is very much an amphitheater. And Odessa, well, the gnome civilization, with like their highest ranking people and their armor is very Roman, I feel. Like they wear Lorica segmentum, the Roman segmented plate armor. I think they even use, it's not Caesar, I don't remember what exactly the terms are, but they even use ranks from Roman society. So there are areas around Detyre that are very Roman. And then there's places like Apotyre, which are super like Wild West American like gold rush stuff from the mid 19th century. Like this is Wild West stuff. I think they're trying to make environments unique and different, but yeah, gnomes use Roman themes for a bunch of stuff. I mean, it is super unique and different, and I really like that it's different, but it feels weird as well, because the two things right next to one another feels a bit incongruous. Cruel. That's crit, isn't it? Yep. Let's hope I get a crit component that isn't a shaft or a hammerhead, because I would have no use for such things. Hopefully it's binding or rivets or something. I don't know whether Hammer's use rivets, but... So what am I missing? Oh, pile of rocks. Azurite hammer. It's a bit of a surprise. Oh, okay. So there's just a space up here, unconnected to anything, with bandits, I guess. Or outlaws, I suppose. Ah, Zungar Shaft, which will come out here. God damn it. Ah, but did the gnomes build the stuff that looks Wild West? Or was it the Darkavari? Could be the Darkavari. Well, I wouldn't think it would be the Darkavari, because the Darkavari are outlaws, and if they're outlaws, I don't think that they would have such a huge amount of mining equipment out. Like, here, like, there's stuff across the whole map that is mining related, like that has the Wild West aesthetic. Maybe they're trying to distinguish between gnome stuff and non-gnome stuff. Hammerheads are a core component, but they don't normally have any stats like that. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, I would imagine a core component like a hammerhead would be like an elemental affinity or like poison or something. So yeah, probably won't be, but it might be one of the. It might be a shaft or something like that. Anyway, so I suppose the Wild West stuff could be human built. I don't think that it's going to be the outlaws. I don't like if they're putting this much effort into creating these buildings, they might as well just be an honest mining effort. Master's Flare Blades of Bloodshed. That'll be plus 60 mana and bleed damage. Yeah, there we go. 20 bleed damage over 5 seconds. Cool. I probably won't get both of those components out of it unless I save scum like 20 times or get really lucky. But I'll probably get one of them and that'll be fine. I prefer the mana component over the bleed damage component, but that's fine. It'd be fine if I
The bird
didn't.
turned to leave, but again Rattlesnake stopped her. I'm sorry to trouble you again, Desert Runner, but your patterns are so beautiful and my scales are plain. Can you bring me a pattern like yours? I will paint on your back with my feet, Desert Runner said. That is why Rattlesnake is decorated with diamonds.
Some weapons are just raw physical damage. Yeah, fair enough. Oh no, that's not a crate. Ooh, piercing fulcrum. Chakrams of execution. Hold on, that's not crit, is it? Oh no, it is. Chance to critical hit. Nice. Let's have them. And them. Huh. How on earth? That was a force 100% chance and it failed and broke one of the picks. Come on, guys. Don't lie to me about chances. lies about chances to do something is the reason that I have yet to play any XCOM. Because I've seen other people play XCOM, and I would not have any patience for a game that lies to you about your chances to accomplish something. Maybe it was less than 1% chance and it rounded up. Yeah, I guess so. Oh no, hold on. Where is it? It's not K. Skills. Lockpicking. You always succeed when forcing very easy locks. This isn't... It doesn't give you 100% chance. Like, it doesn't give you a chance to. It says... The wording says, you always succeed. That's some bullshit. Oh, right, there they are. I was just standing there trying to figure out where the quest giver is, with there not being a floating quest marker.
Well, well, well. Never seen your face before. Can't say I like it.
Never seen your face before either.
Face. There are two rules in Bonetown. Number one, Mayor Eswin's law is absolute. Number two, if you don't like rule number one, then you'd better get your ass out of town. Now go meet the mayor yourself. He likes to know what the kobolds kicking from the wastes, especially with the families running wild.
Mayor Eswin be damned. I mean, I do want to say that, given his approach, but that won't actually get me the quests or progress things. I thought rule number 1 of Bonetown was don't talk about Bonetown. I think you'll find, for me, there is also another option. It's not rule number 3, but like option A, as opposed to rule number 1, is investigate Mayor Eswin and bring him down, because he's clearly running his own little fiefdom. He's obviously committing crimes. I'll see justice done.
Listen to that. You're fitting in pretty well already. I'll see you around Whitestone, Dogface.
Were the insults really necessary? Especially from a man who looks like someone's drawn on his face in chalk.
He's a dangerous man, and he'll stop at nothing to bring ruin to Whitestone. Luckily, the mayor knows how to deal with crooks like Scoria. Miners. And they used to make a good living too, back when Modus Mining had its teeth in Apotyre. When Modus pulled out, the money dried up. Now most of them are criminals. A nasty lot. The Zungars are the worst. The Darkvari and the Sinrig know Leonis dance as well.
Oh, okay. So, they did used to be honest mining, and then Modus Mining pulled out, and now they are forced to resort to banditry, I guess.
There's plenty of them. Just ask Kara, or walk a few paces out of Whitestone in any direction. Sometimes they even come into town. A few weeks ago, I caught a bandit trying to slip into the mayor's window. Fool. He's been locked up in a cage ever since. As an example.
Well, if it was weeks ago, then they're obviously feeding and giving them water, so it could be worse.
Simpestiliana was first sworn. They called her the Desert Runner, and you do well to learn her ways out here. He's not from around here. A city boy born and raised in Myria. Came to seek fortune, but landed in Apotyre right when Motus Mining cut their losses. You'd think he'd wither in this desert, but it was his idea to bring in the mercenaries. With Mayor Eswin in Whitestone, we have a fighting chance. People call it Bone Town because of the pale rocks jutting up from the sand. And because of the death rate.
Why were you... You're being reasonably polite now. Why were you so unpleasant before? Weirdo. Oh no, that would be stealing. Okay. A water feature made entirely of wood. What's the point? Genuinely do not understand the point. Is it you're trying to show off your wealth? But the only material you can use, or I suppose work, because there are other materials here, is wood. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, chap.
Don't kill me, please! Just a little Whitestone humor for you. Maybe it's not for everybody. My name's Varric Dunbert, in my trade selling. We get a quirky collection of goods in town these days. You're welcome to it.
A fountain made of wood in a region with no trees. Yeah, that's showing off. Yeah, fair enough. I hadn't thought of that. But, like, it's such an awful choice for a fountain. Something that's always wet. Like, the wood will just rot immediately. And this is a fantasy setting. They can't possibly have anything to treat the wood with to make it rot resistant. Unless there's some form of magic. I mean, I suppose in fairness, you wouldn't expect to see magic in a player character like progression tree that's like anti-rot wood treatment. Like IRL, there's a variety of varnishes and stuff that make wood waterproof. Nothing will truly make wood waterproof, especially if you're driving holes into the wood to get the wood to hold together. Like, there are treatments that they like sort of, well, so now there are treatments that they kind of pressure push into wood that make them resistant, but like every point that breaches the wood and like the ends of the wood, you varnish over the holes after assembly. Yeah. But there will be ways in. Like, so when you attach two pieces of wood together with a nail or a screw through them, there will be a small gap between the two pieces of wood where water will eventually leach, even if it's only by capillary action. It's massive work, though. Yeah, like absolutely varnishing, absolutely waterproofing. Well, I still don't believe that absolutely waterproofing wood is possible, but you can go a long way, and it takes a lot of work. But like, if you've got two pieces of wood sandwiched together and something piercing the two of them to hold them in place, then between the two pieces of wood, water will get in, and then it will get at the screw or the nail, and through that it will get into the wood through the varnish or any other coating. You can slow rot down, but you can't stop it with wood.
Oh, don't you break into a sweat over the Sinriks and the Zungars. Good people. At least they were back in the days of the cart and shovel. Now they make their living with the sword. Can't say I blame them. Not after what the gnomes did to us.
I mean, yeah, that's fair enough, and I wouldn't go around killing them unless they like ran at me weapons drawn. because they genuinely are desperate people. Yeah, in an area with such plentiful stone, stone would seem a better option. Yeah, stone would be a way better choice. It also means that once the wood starts rotting, the water that gets pumped through the fountain becomes undrinkable. So, like, it's just an appearance thing, and with that much water flowing all the time, it will rot very quickly, or it will start to rot and green and go dark and damp very quickly. Unless, I mean, maybe there's a form of magic in this world that can proof wood against rot. That, as I said, just doesn't show up in the character's skill tree, because why would it? I just want to mention this guy's opening. Ah, don't kill me! I know that this is a high bandit area, but like, that's just a really amusing non sequitur opening for a merchant. It amused me.
Honestly? Well, I'm not sure what to make of that one. He's certainly got clean hands for someone in Apotyre. Rumor has it he's city-bred. Have you seen his cottage? It is more rooms than a flop house. Some say they're not criminals, despite the mayor's proclamations. I'll refrain from judging. You're right, I see pretty much everything and everyone that comes in and out of Whitestone. And we do get our share of eccentric visitors. Just the other day I noticed a real sorrowful-looking Alfar lurking around the tavern. I don't mind them. In fact, think Mitharu, that sun camp, is just down the road. Without their merchants, the people of Whitestone would starve to death. We don't get many supplies from the city, and there's no work to be done in trade. Honest thieves, one man's opinion.
How does the town survive, then?
See you soon.
On what basis does the town make any money? You don't mine anymore. I mean, despite the fact that there appear to be hand drills here. Like, everyone we've spoken to says that the mining shut down after what's the face? The Motors Mining Company left. Yeah, that would be stealing too. Okay, never mind. So, you're clearly not a destination town. Like, you don't have anything that people come here for, and then once they're here, spend money. Like, you're not a tourist attraction, or like a religious pilgrimage objective. Oh hey, I've got pieces of the stone present on the inside, because this place is built into like a spur of rock. That makes sense. That's cool. Does it survive, or is it dying? I mean, even if they are trading with thieves from Sun Camp, they're still trading. They're giving things in exchange. Like, if they just pillaged Sun Camp repeatedly, Sun Camp wouldn't let them in. Or they'd all leave. The bone wall. The government of Whitestone is always seeking help securing the peace. If you'd like to earn some extra gold by hunting down a wanted bandit, take one of these contracts. Darkavari family, Sindric family, Zunga family. No as well. Alright, there's extra text for each one of them. Okay, so we're over time. We're at 3 hours. Well, slightly more than 3 hours. So I think it would be better to pick those up next time so that it's actually fresh in our memories. For now, I am going to stop. This will be the end of the stream because we are past where I would usually end, and so I will end. Thanks for coming by. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I will be back on Wednesday, 8 PM, roughly. I started a little bit late today because I started uploading my latest video to YouTube a little bit late, and that kind of ate into the time. Like, it was still uploading past 8, so I had to wait until it was done because both this and both streaming and uploading take up a huge amount of bandwidth.
What are you looking at?
Not you, because I was not facing you, but okay. Anyway, so roughly 8 PM GMT, I'll be playing this some more and probably talking more about Dauntless, which I expect I will have played some more of because I'm currently planning on playing some more after this directly. Anyway, yes. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you again, whether that's on Wednesday or not. Goodbye.